Welcome in. That's a great intro here. Something I've been wanting to do for a while, so you don't hear and talk. A lot of updates on things like me. Everybody knows right there. Thanks, Ozzy, for playing us in right there. One of the things I've been wanting to do, but the pain and everything I've been going through lately, physically the back, I've been unable to even get up and get dressed most of the days. But here I am, moving, coming to you here now with what I want to see in the future here as a long-term talk series here. We're going to evolve it as I go and figure it out and learn. But this is now, you're in Between the Lines with Mike Gross, and this is live from the 10 Cap home office here in the Bass capital of the world, appropriately, Eufaula, Alabama. And so they'll be like, man, how did you get there? Well, we'll go over that. We'll talk about that soon and how I ended up here and how things are going and what's going to happen in the future. But mostly this is going to be to talk about events and whatever the heck I feel like talking about because, yeah, I like it. Eventually I get to the point where we can, add folks in, have folks come in, talk a little bit more about random things. But I really want it to be in, kind of the mold of my radio hero out there, Rush Limbaugh, making the complex understandable with a funny twist, and that's exactly how I like to do it. I see things, I'm always right about everything. We're going to dig that and go back through historically how I'm right about everything. But at the same point, we're going to learn and evolve as we go. If you're not learning, studying new things, considering things from outside stuff, then you're not learning and evolving. A decade plus ago, you would have seen me vehemently, pro-police, wondering what's going on, everything. And now, one of the pillars of this show is going to be anti-police. Like, we are living in a police state. These folks are out of control. The Constitution is being violated constantly. And we're going to do that. And that's because we've learned and evolved, because we pay attention, we have our eyes open, we take in sources of things we like to read, things we don't like to read. Like, oh, why would you listen to that? Well, I listen to people I don't like so I can learn and see what they think. And sometimes it just validates my, disbelief with it, but sometimes I learn stuff from it. And, one of the best example of that is, just to become vehemently anti-police. They are Nazis, Gestapo, and not to be trusted. We'll talk about that and their kill ratios today. But we'll start off with a great thing. I don't have the link up here to show it right now, but there was a great audio clips released the other day, 2 days ago, I think it was, of the JFK assassinations. And I've said forever that, JFK was killed by the government, the CIA, everybody. And it came out, those tapes, and I haven't seen it filter out into the mainstream at all. But hopefully now that everything's declassified and stuff, like it was all LBJ's doing. He had a lot of people killed there, and there was a lot of stuff going on during that time. But without a doubt, I know it was great. When I was there last February in Dallas, looking at the spot, trying to take the kids back down an educational road trip, I provided that for sure. We learned a lot, but standing there looking at the X on the road in Dallas as he comes through there, and looking at the observatory and the hill and everything, and it's just a lot of people were killed for that, and it was just for control of some of everything, and that was the beginning of the deep state. And so, if you guys want me, I'm here. I don't care. But that was definitely that. But we'll talk about conspiracy theories and how things are. Conspiracy theories are not true or true, and you get random ones. Like one of my favorite conspiracy theories that I love to shoot down is if you take these, and you throw in your trash, a sea turtle's gonna get in them. I had this girlfriend that thought that once. I'm like, hey, we live in Central Alabama. Like, I know where the landfill is these are going to. There's not a sea turtle gonna get in them. I don't cut them open. I don't care. It's not going to happen. It's a lie. It's like a conspiracy theory. Some people hear about and they go, oh gosh, gotta do that. No, not true. Do a little bit of thinking. Then you won't be so, dumb about that. But that is one of those things. We're going to get into some of the things over time we'll get back to. One of the things we'll get back to is Coyote Gate. Coyote Gate was basically just a big thing of me flexing my muscle on the government based on, the Constitution. This one personally that I carried in my pocket for years while I was in the military. I actually, opened it up and read it. Weird, but that was me flexing on the government because I wanted to. It was fun. They told me they didn't want anything. We'll go to the emails later, but they're like, oh, we can't answer that or do whatever. But guess what? Even the lawyers in the office had to provide me all their information because I won. I knew the law better than them. And we'll go over all that. It was fun. And there's going to be more coming to that later, but I'll get into that. We've got a lot of public officials we're gonna go after because I am no longer muzzled. Because rights, rights, civil rights. Apparently, that was an offensive topic in my old house. Why would you say? No, I'm afraid not. And so, the ability or the inability of somebody to understand or have a intelligent conversation and to breach topics and have things like that are not so good. One of the greatest quotes there was, what do you think, micros is going to make a difference? Micros can't change anything? Well, if I don't, whatever, but, I think I've kind of dedicated my entire life to, doing things that it would have made a difference if I didn't, however, but not going to stop that. That was very amusing to me when they personally witnessed Mike Gross bring a whole lot of people under control just based sheerly on will, just on my sheer will. And that's how we're going to do it. We're going to keep going about that. We're going to find more, officials here. We're going to go into Alabama here soon, and we're going to start, going over a lot of that. It's going to be great. We're going to go after anybody we think is corrupt, anybody we don't like, anybody period. That's going to be part of this right here. And so we're going to go and we're going to have, and I encourage everybody else, we're going to have a winning year. Here's a trophy. You win. We're going to win. Okay. And if you don't, you're going to get one of my Eeyore's disappointments. Okay. You're going to get a disappointment just because. What's ahead the rest of the year? I don't know. Right now, like I said, I can barely stand up. Can't do anything. I was planning since I got down here to be a pirate on the river and start taking over boats during fishing tournaments too. What's the point of just winning a fishing tournament if I can't just, make a new armada by taking everybody else's boat? So, gonna become a pirate in Chattahoochee. So that's gonna be fun. Look forward to that. And we're gonna get into other things and talk about. There's not always gonna be props. That's just fun. Some of my previous stuff there, but we're going to get into some of the hearings this week and other things happening, and but we like that. A lot of people, we're gonna go over some things here. People are like, hey, how did you end up down there? What's going on? Well, I'm no longer in Noonan, Georgia, and I'm no longer with anybody there, so they're kind of hypocritical about things, and that's okay. I won't say anything else, but we'll talk about one of their things is sit down here and read their Bible there, and we'll talk about a couple things out of there that they should really pay attention to. Let's go to Proverbs real quick. 21:19. It's better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. Well, I like that. And then go to Proverbs 25:24. Better to dwell in the corner of the housetop and attic, than with a brawling woman in a wide house. Well, I'm in a smaller house. I love this place. It's a great little A-frame. That's why it's a 10-cup home office right there, shaped 10-cup hat. And so those are what I like on that. Very amusing. That's all I'm going to say on that. But I'm here. Appreciate everybody's calls and things like that. Texts, reaching out to me. And that's been great. I'm trying to get by best I can. Me and Duke are here. You know, as everybody knows, we lost Ralph, and that was awful. Um, just just a terrible timing and everything. But me and Duke are here. We accidentally saved the dog the other day. I could barely walk, but I jumped out of the truck when I saw that dog trying to almost get run over by trucks, and we not saved him. Kept him here for a while. I can't with my back deal with anything right now. Every time he would pull the leash, I would almost fall down and die. And so he has been put in place where we adopted quickly because he was a sweet little black lab, and so we did do that. But you know, if I can't fish, which I can't do now, I can't save dogs. I'm in pretty rough physical shape, and so that's what I'm wiggling around. That's why my back constantly killing me, as somebody knows. But that's some of the things going on there with that. But I want to get into this. I'm nobody military, retired nobody. I just put my fun stuff up there to amuse myself. That way they don't know, is he a terrorist or is he Purple Heart? Like, what's wrong with this guy? Just amusing. So when the FBI agents and CIA are checking in on me, they'll be like, what is wrong with this dude? So, hey guys, nice to see you. I don't have any Alexas in the home now, so you gotta go right through my phone or iPad or computer. So listen in. We'll put this out there. I'm going to talk about this Hexeth, confirmation and all the great things that's been going on with that. One, I think he's a tool. Don't care, right? Anybody there out, you're on Fox News. You're a tool. Fox is a network of absolute tools who are, liars and fraudsters. And hey, we support fake military stuff and everything like that. That's everybody. Thanks for service, but beat it, when you need something for real, like Medicare or anything, or write things in VA, nothing. So anyway, that's all crap. But yeah, the guy's an absolute tool. So I did a little research. He's a, National Guard infantry guy. Yeah, sorry, National Guard, but don't buy it. Got a Bronze Star though, but that's going to go into that Ron DeSantis Act. No V, so you got to point it out in exactly 3.8 seconds or something like that, or you go to jail for stolen valor. Bronze Star without a V is nothing. And so with that rank, you got it. But I want to go into one of the great things there, where it was an article here I've got up from the Gateway Pundit, and it said military evaluations describe projective Secretary of State as an incredible, talented, battle-proven leader. And I just want to go over some of this stuff to let the general public know that these are bland bullets. Everybody got these. Everybody. So every lieutenant, everybody got Bronze Stars, okay? They all got Bronze Stars. They all got these exact words written for them. Like, this is the basic, garbage. There's no specificity in any of this, and it's just, everybody knows. Everybody in the military knows these things right there. Who writes most of the, these are garbage. There's no specifics in there. But who writes most of your NCOERs, OERs? I wrote all mine. Most people write their own. That's how it goes. But so anyway, they want to describe him as an incredibly talented, battle-proven leader. Outstanding on his skills demonstrated across military service. Okay. Yep. Praised him for his outstanding officer evaluations, outstanding performance, and incredibly talented, battle-proven leader. Well, having taken charge of the platoon mere days before deployment in Iraq in support of Operation Iraq Freedom, he effectively led his platoon through 5 months of combat. Everybody gets that. If you don't get it, you've been relieved. You've been fired. He planned and executed platoon operations ranging from air assault raids to the defense of a fob. He had his NCOs go out and set up a guard. That's it. Nope. He also found that his platoon remained physically fit and mentally ready to meet the challenges of protracted missions and demanding conditions. This is you can't put this in the news. This is the problem with the news. They go out and report this stuff and they don't know. Regular people are like, sounds great. No, everybody got that. There's nothing in there, okay? The only legitimate thing for him being an infantry guy is his, alcohol abuse and other problems. That's the only thing right there I can find. But, we'll get into that a little bit right there. His confirmation was fun to watch, particularly the Senator Gillibrand from New York. She needs some hair stuff. It looks very thin up there. So, Kirsten, or whatever your name is, if you're listening out there, they make stuff for that to make your hair thicker. Like you should definitely, with all the money you're making as a senator and, you know, all these slush funds, and I'm sure, you know, what do we call it, nonprofits you run that funnel your family, and then all the money you're getting back from Ukraine and everything else, and your insider stock trading. Please get something for your hair. Like, do something for yourself. You know, don't just look like crap. You know what I mean? So anyway, we'll go into that. I just don't like these people. Anyway, some of her comments there the other day, Jill Brand said, you know, was talking about, you know, men, women, LGBTQ, anybody in the military, and she talked about sharpshooters and said if you're a sharpshooter, you're just as lethal regardless of your, you know, love life or gender. See, she doesn't even know what it means, like sharpshooter. Like, you're a sharpshooter, I'm beat, you're out, gone. You know, drill sergeant's great. I'm like, you shoot less than 30, which is what sharpshooter is, I'm kicking you out. I had 3 the entire last year as a drill sergeant. And, you know, the best part was some guy that was actually mentally retarded. I got to shoot a 32, and he was later, you know, given the boot because the shrink called me home and said, this guy's actually mentally retarded, and he shot a 32, which is a sharpshooter. So if I can train people that are mentally retarded to shoot a 32, then what the heck is she talking about? She has no idea. So, yeah, you're lethal as a sharpshooter, maybe to the people around you. I don't know. Sounds dangerous. And then she went and said, that, you know, he said, you can't serve if you're a leftist. Well, everybody remember the entirety of that extremist stand down in 2021? That was about finding Trump supporters. I asked about that during the thing. I was, of course, unabashedly unafraid to say anything I cared for at any time. And I'm like, so are you going to go and find, like, who I donated to, you know, with contributions? Is that going to be extremist? Like, who can define this? And nobody could define it. Nobody could, you know, figure out anything there whatsoever. And, it was very amusing. But he's going to talk about, you know, females in the infantry and everything else. And, you know, I still don't stand for that whatsoever. Females in the military are great. Of course, I've always said, you know, the most capable, professional, intelligent officer that I was ever around was a female in the VBR. And just absolutely phenomenal. But, you know, yeah, I think in the infantry there's a certain... But this is just an old man talking that doesn't do anything anymore. But anyway, he wanted to talk about it. She wanted to talk about it. And there was the back and forth of it. And which brings me to Gaza and the hostage negotiation in the Israel-Hamas war. And they have reached a deal, mostly because Biden was asleep. He asked if it was a joke. And I kind of agree with Biden. Is it a joke? But only in part because... You know, if you read into the parts of what the exchange actually is, I don't know what the heck, and this is me, I hate everybody. I don't know what is wrong with Trump for agreeing this. I think it's a great deal. This is terrible. This is not a deal. It's a surrender. Like, how is this? So we take it back here and look at it to the Jill Brand Exit confirmation thing, and when you read it, because men and women are equal, is what they said, which is fine. I had no problem with that. Do the same thing, whatever. I always told short people I didn't like them because, you know, most short people can't do anything. Like, it's a rough, and then you end up broken when you do try to do stuff. And so we shouldn't even have short people in the military. So anyway, the deal simply laid out that in exchange for the hostages that they were going to release, some 33 or something like that, every female Israeli soldier that was released, was going to get 50 Palestinians released. And the regular person was 30 to 1. And so, how is that equal? Why? Like, how is that a thing? Like, if you're going to get and put a different number on that as opposed to the male captured soldier of 50 to 1 versus 30 to 1, that shows inequality at its base, like at its finest. That is a terrible thing and only encourages the capture of more female soldiers. It's terrible, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable. And then, why are you exchanging anything for it? Are you crazy? Like, why? The deal is, you give us everything back, or we level the place and make it, you know, you guys like biblical time, we'll make it, you know, gone. You go straight Sodom and Gomorrah on them and, burn it to the ground. I don't know what to tell you. Make it look like California, but you don't do a trade. That's not how these things work. You win the war, and then you make people do exactly what you want. And poof, that's how that goes. I just don't understand it. And so we'll go into some other stuff soon. It's just amazing here. I'm gonna quickly hit on some of the statistics for police violence. Last year, you're going to see it's the real thing. I'm in the process of validating all these numbers here, but they seem pretty accurate so far. 1,251 citizens killed by police in 2024, and then 66 officers killed by citizens in 2024. So once again, it's going to be like 900 times more, 900% more killed by police. They're out of control. They're unhinged. They are violent, and they are absolutely terrifying to be around, because this is the deadliest record for Americans killed by cops, and so they need accountability right there. As I look into some of this stuff here, it was on track to do that. But one of the more interesting things, just as I read through other various places, I think I may have lost it here, but there were 2 officers killed in the state of Alabama, and so, but I guarantee you, when I go out there, they're going to act like everybody, is against them. And if you can't do that and safely interact with the public, then you are a danger. And here we go. So I've got this page up here. No, I don't want to care about your stupid thing right there. And so they listed the deaths here. This police page listed the deaths at 145. Well, they counted everything they possibly could in that. Some things that don't count toward the active total of that are 9/11 related illness, aircraft crashes, automobile crashes, 20 of them. When you drive, however, without laws because you're a sovereign citizen, and I've got the Georgia one where they're allowed to be on their cell phones. I'll put that out later too. They have an exception where they can be on their phones texting as they drive down the road. Yeah, that's why there's 20 of them right there. Boating accident. Drowned 2, duty-related illness 4, didn't count. Electrocuted 1, fire 1, no. Gunfire 49. All right, that's legit. All right, gunfire inadvertent 3. These professionals, indeed, 3 times killed themselves. How many people here have had a gun go off without knowing it? Anybody? No? Okay, exactly. If you're a professional, you know how to handle your weapons, and they don't do that. So, heart attack, probably got the first minute or camera put on them at that point, and they died of it. Heat stroke, motorcycle crashes, there we go again. Stab, legitimate. Okay, struck by vehicle. Okay, vehicle pursuit 1, vehicle assault 1, natural disaster. So they really fabricated those numbers up there a lot. The bottom line is these people are violent. They are dangerous, and we're gonna cover that. And the entire system, though, judicial-wise, police system, is stacked up against everything. They don't do anything that's right. Like, if you have women that need help against, violent people stalking, everything like that, they do nothing. They don't do anything. They're scared. They go after the easy targets. That's the bottom line. And we'll go more into that. But the problem is, like, the judicial system, these judges, everybody, they're just vehemently unable to support and do the right thing, and it's sad. And then when we get stuck in things like that, you got to go and start over again, and that's rough. You know what I mean? Like, and the cost of things here, like, I went to Walmart when I got here. Unfortunately, I don't like to go to Walmart, but I didn't have a choice. There's nothing else here. And just to get some average stuff, I didn't get anything excessive. I need stuff for home. I don't have anything, right? So you got to restock everything, and get some medication, things like that. You got to get some other random things, cleaning supplies, other food, things like that to restock a home. Anyway, all that random stuff comes out right there to $938. And so the problem is, how do people get out of stuff? They don't have money like this, and the system's not supporting when everything's so high. And how do we fix that? Like, there's so many things out there that we're going to address and we're going to have fun with, but we're going to bring pain to anybody who doesn't support and do the right thing, because people who got out of bad situations and things, they are stuck, because that's a financial toll right there. That doesn't even count getting a new home or anything like that. It's hard to do that, and so we're going to talk about that and address that, because we're going to talk about those corrupt judges like you, Stokely. I'm coming for you. You're a coward. So we're gonna keep doing things like that. There'll be several other things legally that I'll be pursuing here soon, and it's going to be entertaining, just to make these people sweat, because, man, when you bring something up, they get really nervous when you accuse them of corruption. And I did, you did, and it's going to happen. So it's going to be fun, and then I'll look forward to starting, finding corruption down here in Alabama, and going after that, because it's the right thing to do, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to talk about it here, and we're going to continue to talk about these things, and I look forward to it. It's going to be fun, and then we're gonna see what happens as we go along here, and so it's going to be fun. So, but if you listen this far, you really need hobbies again. I hope people like it eventually, but we'll get started and do things. But for now, we're gonna kick it out of here. I got things to go do if I can move. I did good to get dressed today and put everything on, so we're going to kick it out here. Just out there, no, kids are not all right. But we will talk to you. I hope to make this a daily thing, maybe 30 minutes, maybe something like that. Don't know how long it's going to be, but we will talk again soon. Hope you liked it. Take care. We're out of here.